Hello human and welcome back to my channel. So let's just get to the point of this title of the video. Today we're gonna learn something about the vector layer and raster layer. This is a vector layer on the screen right now that you see. And this is raster layer. Also, sorry for my horrible mic. I cannot use my real mic. I'm using my phone recording, so bear with me. Not right now because I don't have USB extension at the moment. But hey, return back to the topic. When you see your animation folder, the first thing that appear here is the layer number 1. The layer number 1 came from the raster layer. The difference between vector layer and raster layer is the fact that raster layer, you cannot tamper with them. Once you draw it that way, it will just remain in that very way. While vector layer, if you draw it, you can still edit it. Let me give you an example. Okay, this is raster. We're gonna name it raster layer. Raster. While the other one, we're gonna put vector layer over here. If you see the square one, it's vector. You see the square one also in the new layer down here. It's a vector layer. Okay, so we're gonna name this a vector file. Alright, so basically all you have to do is just right click and it will appear number 1, which is your vector layer. Okay, so right now I'm gonna draw line. Hold on, give me a moment. I'm gonna draw a line on the raster layer like this, and I'm gonna draw the same line on the vector layer. You see the difference, okay? And it somehow managed to look even better than raster layer, but that's not the point of this video. What I'm trying to tell you is to animate, it's much more easier to use vector layer. Why? Because raster layer, when you try to resize them, this is scale, rotate. Okay, when you resize them, if you resize them really big, okay, here's the example. If you resize them real big, they will get blurry. They will get that blurry. Basically, it will lose like its sharpness, okay? Meanwhile, if you resize using vector layer, you'll see the difference, okay? Alright, if you resize using vector layer, you see how the raster layer is blurry while vector layer is still sharp. That's why vector layer is very important. Alright, now we're gonna undo this. I click Ctrl Z for undo. It's a shortcut key, okay, to make your animation more faster. And another thing that is very fun about vector layer is the fact that you can just use vector eraser. Mine, it doesn't tell vector eraser, but if you have vector eraser, click on that and go to the setting. Activate vector eraser and select erase up to intersection. Basically, if you erase, just do it in one stroke and voila, it looks gorgeous. Meanwhile, in the raster layer, even though you have vector layer on, you cannot turn it off, but hey, you just have to do it manually, which will take a lot of time. It's not good for Animator. You have to animate fast. Alright? You want to save a lot of time so you can animate as fast as possible. And as you can see, also there's one tip that I want to tell you. If you erase two lines, oh hold on, sorry, I'm not clicking vector layer. If you erase two together, it will create this sharp line. But if you erase only one and then one afterwards, it won't look as crisp. You'll see how it looks a little fat over here. You'll look a little bit chunky over here. But if you erase them together, they look much better. However, if you're not if it's still not to your liking, vector layer, you can change, you can edit the line, while raster layer, you cannot edit the line. When I click Control on the raster layer, I cannot do anything. I can just move it. But on the vector layer, if I click Control and left click, there's those dots. You can manipulate with these dots to shape it to your liking. So basically, it's very easy. And from what I remember, you can reduce the you see how there's so many dots here? You can reduce it by using this. Hold on, give me a moment. Simplify vector line. Okay, I picked the biggest one. Whoa, 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 that's too big. Okay, I'll pick 300 and do this. It will reduce the amount of line art the amount of dots on the line art, so that you won't have to suffer fixing all those lines. But hey, I prefer the old one better, so because it looks better. Okay, hold on. Okay, as you can see, it's still the same dot when I control Z. Okay, also if you want to pinch the vector line, depending on your setting over here, which is my setting right now, if you want to pinch it to be more tinier at the end, you can proceed to use pinch vector line, and then correct, okay, the one on the setting, which is over here. As for you guys, you might want to go to the window and find it on the properties. Hold on, somewhere. If you can't find it, I just use the result to default, and it will appear right next to each other. That's how I find it. I do not know how any other way to find it. So basically, this is like the sizing of your brush, and if you want to pinch it at the end over there, you can pinch it to your liking, but somehow I don't know why it's not working for some. Hold on, give me a moment. Oh my god. Oh, not pinch, not pinch. I'm so sorry. I am terribly sorry. It's not pinch. It's redraw vector line width. I am so sorry. I'm still learning about vector line, but I'm trying to teach people who don't know about it yet. Okay, so depending on your brush size, if you want it to be more tinier, just drag across it. See, it becomes tiny. Depending on how big you want them to be, see, it will change to your liking. See how the control point, it follows the control point here? Alright. Usually I use 0.7 to reduce the end size of it to be looking like this, to look like this. And make sure that when you do that, you check your control point, and then you just in between them, so that you don't accidentally make every other line tinier, like, yeah, like that. You don't want that. You don't want that. So yeah, that's about vector layer. And another thing about the vector layer is the fact that if you want to add new layer, it will still be a vector layer. It will automatically turn it into vector layer because your first layer is already vector. So basically, if you have raster layer over here, all you have to do is just delete it and then proceed to make a new vector layer, and then it turns into number one and it became a vector layer. Hold on, here's an example. See, it's vector layer now. Okay, back to the point. Another thing about vector layer that I would love to teach is this. This, my dear, is the best. When you animate, I saw a lot of animator love to do the line art using their pen themselves, but I prefer to do using my mouse because it's faster and I don't have to repeat redoing the circle or anything. All I have to do is just pick this over here, this figure, pick the continuous curve, and proceed to trace the drawing like this. Alright, trace the drawing, and then just like that, you just do that, and you don't have to suffer about the end part. All you have to do is just use the vector layer eraser, and then boom, voila, it's crisp. You don't have to suffer doing it. And heck, you can even edit the line itself, like, see? Look how easy that is. And if you want to make a polyline like this, it's easy too. And a tips for you, this only works for the polyline. If you want to make square, if you want to make it straight, click shift on your keyboard and it will follow diagonal, horizontal, vertical. It will be straight as ruler. You don't have to suffer trying to figure out how straight is your box animation, your background animation. So yeah, Easy, very easy. For example, you can see on my Among Us animation here, I use vector layer. Also, don't mind this black border, I just want to see how it turns out. When I close it, look how crisp it looks when it zooms. That's how good vector layer is. I separate my vector layer by pots, by the way, depending on what character is in front and in the back. So basically, red and blue is in front. This is my vector layer line art over here. See, I use vector layer. See? I've been animating using vector layer and it has made my animation super good and super fast. So for you animators out there, if you want to animate really fast, this is a great tip for you. Use vector layer. Stop using raster layer. Use vector layer. It will speed up your animation process. Yes, at first you will feel like it's annoying, but after a long period of time using it, you are going to get used to it and it will be smooth as butter. Your animation will be quickened a lot and you don't have to suffer repeating doing the same line art on the same layer, on the same part of the animation. So, you're welcome! And enjoy these tips! You can rewind this video to see the process yourself. So, that is all for this video. Thank you for watching. I hope this helped you guys animate even faster. That is all for this video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys again in the next video. Bye! And also, stay tuned. And also for my fans, sorry I didn't make my Among Us animation episode 1 work in progress video this week. It's because tomorrow is Eidul Fitri. I'm literally recording this in the middle of the night. As you can see, it's 1:26 a.m. in the morning. And yeah, it's gonna be a busy day this week, so I have to do my work next week. Last week too, I'm busy too because preparing for the Eidul Fitri with my family. Also, most of the time I'm actually just resting. My left hand is still hurting. It's been more than a week now. But hey, also the only reason I cannot use my mic right now is because my extension for the USB port of my laptop is currently broken. So I hope you guys understand. Still, please proceed to share and like if you want to support me and help other artists to animate faster. So, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys again in the next video. Bye! And also, stay tuned.